himself in the waters of the sacred lake. He will proceed to awaken the god with his retinue of priests. For the god is still sleeping, as every night, in his tabernacle that is sealed every evening. Pharaoh came into the divine presence this morning. He purified himself in the waters of the sacred lake. He will proceed to awaken the god with his retinue of priests. Still sleeping, as every night, in his tabernacle that is sealed 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 every night. 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 In his tabernacle that is sealed every evening. Pharaoh came into the divine presence this morning. Sleep,
2, 3, 4. I go back to the place where I first held your waist. Much is wrong, much has changed. What's the year? What's my name? What's my name? Oh, settle down. It's not fear, but I feel uneasy here. You were light, you were clear. I feel lost again. Are you still near? You still near? Ghost. Are you still near? Near? My floor's a picture of you, and I'm done for, I'm done for, oh, I'm done for, I'm done for, oh, yeah. Da 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 da. I was no queen, you were no king, but we could have been anything, everyone that I'd be yours till on one of us, one of us, on one of us, on I don't cry for too long. Something says, love be strong. I hear your ghost in my ear. Please be close. Please be near. Please be near. Oh, please be near. 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 Oh, I hear your ghost in my ear. Please be close, so be near. I hear your ghost in my ear. Please be close, so be near. I hear your ghost in my ear. Please be close, so be near. I hear your ghost in my ear. Please be close, so be near. I hear your ghost in my ear. Please be close, so be near. I hear your ghost in my ear. Please be close, so be near. I hear your ghost in my ear. Please be close, so be near. I hear your ghost in my ear. Please be close, so be near. I hear your ghost in my ear. Please be close, so be near. I hear your ghost in my ear. Please be close, so be near. I hear your ghost in my ear. Please be close, so be near. I hear your ghost in my ear. Please be close, so be near.
For 24 years, researchers have been tracking the migration of a whale which has a unique sonic signature, so unique that it appears to have never found a mate. The 52 Hertz whale is a unique whale that calls at a characteristic frequency of 52 Hertz, a much higher frequency than the vocalizations of most whales. It appears to be the only individual with this call, and it has been described as the world's loneliest whale. At 52 Hertz, it is just higher than the lowest note on a tuba. The call patterns resemble neither blue nor fin whales. They are shorter and more frequent, besides being at a much higher frequency. Blue whales usually vocalize at 15 to 20 Hertz, fin whales at 20. The 52 Hertz signals are highly variable in their pattern of repetition, duration, and sequence, although they are easily identifiable due to their frequency and characteristic clustering. The track of the 52 Hertz whale is unrelated to the presence or movement of other whale species. Its movements have been somewhat similar to that of blue whales, but its timing has been more of that of fin whales. It is detected in the Pacific Ocean every year, beginning in August through December, and moves out of range of the hydrophones in January and February. It travels as far north as the Kodak Islands and as far south as the California coast, swimming between 30 and 70 kilometers each day. Its recorded distance traveled per season has ranged from a low of 700 kilometers to a high of 11,000 kilometers in 2002 to 2003. Whatever biological cause underlies its unusually high voice does not seem to be detrimental to its survival. The fact that the whale has survived and apparently matured indicates that it is probably healthy. Still, it is the only one of its kind detected anywhere, and there is only one such source per season. Because of this, the animal has been called the loneliest whale in the world. William Watkins of the Woods Hole Oceanic Institute, who invented the first underwater recording system, first heard 52 Hertz's unique high-pitched song back in 1989 when he was studying the mating calls of male whales, which are far more vocal than females. On average, these tones had a center frequency of 51.75 Hertz and lasted 5 to 7 seconds. These tones are usually produced in groups of 2 to 6 and were recorded in the Northeast Pacific. The U.S. Navy's sophisticated billion-dollar hydrophone system, designed to track Soviet nuclear submarines during the Cold War, recorded his migratory patterns in great detail each year, cruising from Central California to the Kodak Islands in the North Pacific. He always travels solo, unrelated to the presence or movement of other whale species, according to the original report in Deep Sea Journal. However, the Defense Department only releases data days after 52 Hertz has moved on, too late for scientists to dispatch vessels to meet him in person. Unsurprisingly, the cash-strapped U.S. Navy has little interest in pursuing a solitary, love-sick whale.
Can I add one thing from the sweet breakdancing move?
Only if it's another sweet breakdancing move. That was awesome.
Well, with a bang.
I could honestly watch this for a really, really long time. You used to be able to just press a button and it wasn't crazy, and now it's like, ah!
Here specifically being how songs can move from very kind of like still and stagnant and honestly a little bit hopeless into hopeful and like and kind of triumphant. And I think and doing live looping can lend itself really well to that kind of progression or piece because of the nature of building like layer after layer. It's like you continually rising up steps. So I think that could be a fun idea to play with.
This sort of depth of like 3 layers of lights. So there's this like real channel of light, and potentially hooking all of those up on different circuits and somehow finding a responsivity to whatever you're doing that we can actually, so then like kind of the lights are a major interplay piece.
I really like this recycle can show. It's crazy. Look at that.
I know, look at the depth, isn't it insane?
Is it just for this show, or are you guys trying to build it out?
No, it's just for the show. Basically, they're both down like this, and you're gonna bring them both up at the same time. Yeah, that's lovely.
So I ended up writing this story that had nothing to do with my life that is like the basis of the lyrics of Ghosts. The way that I think about the loop station, you group your beats together, you group your main vocals together and such. I usually start by having a very clear understanding of my tempo and the key that I'm in so that everything else can dance around and be okay. My a cappella background taught me a lot about choosing a texture almost arbitrarily, but when in doubt, start with more of a rhythm. So the simplest example, I might start with like a mid-range, like very kind of like rhythmic moving beats. Then I'll be like, okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is going to sit above that. It's going to be a little bit higher, but it's also going to be longer. So there's like 2 things different about it. So they stack really well. It's like, okay, cool. Let's maybe add a kick drum to this. Let's add something that's high and moving like a and give this whole loop someplace to grow. Can I do a quick improv for you and kind of show you those things?
Yeah. Are you emailing it?
I just put it in the chat, but I can email it. I also sent out a carrier pigeon, so it'll get there at some point in time.
My money's on the pigeon.
All right, let's try.
Have fun, friends.
Future is here, the present future is here. All right, let's do one more. This is part of Hallelujah.
himself in the waters of the sacred lake. He will proceed to awaken the god with his retinue of priests. The god is still sleeping, as every night, in his tabernacle that is sealed every evening. Pharaoh came into the divine presence this morning. He purified himself in the waters of the sacred lake. He will proceed to awaken the god with his retinue of priests.
Hello, everyone. Hi. I am Joshua William Gelb, and welcome. Thank you all for joining us for A2SF's presentation of Theater in Quarantine. We are just so absolutely thrilled to be here, live streaming from New York, the East Village here, as well as the University of Michigan Museum of Art, where Ki5, well, I'm saying you because we're about to bring Ki5 and Katie Rose in to talk to them. Anyway, you just saw it, so you know how awesome he was. So I'm wiping myself down a little bit because it's really hot in this apartment. But I've got them on Zoom, and we're going to talk a little bit about the work and answer any questions you want to throw in the chat. So let's see if I can do this correctly. But I think all I need to do is press this button right here. Here we go, crossing fingers. Hey there! Katie Rose, Kyler, hey.
Hello.
Great to have you. Welcome. And Katie Rose and Kyler, would you mind just doing the introductions? Although everyone spent an evening with us already, I'm just going to mop myself off and have a little bit of a beverage here.
Yes, must go get like 5 waters and then whatever else you want to drink.
You earned it.
So of course, here we have Katie Rose McLaughlin, who is the co-creative director of Theater in Quarantine, and Ki5, who just amazing. Katie Rose, Kyler, talk a little bit about. Well, I suppose we should actually, first before we get there, I just should probably do some basic introductions. So this is Theater in Quarantine. For the past year and a half or so, we've been making work out of this closet right here. It is actually a closet. It is 2 by 4 by 8 feet in dimensions, 8 square feet, though it's a little bigger for this show because we added an extension. And A2SF invited us a couple months ago. We've been doing work every 2 to 3 weeks live on our YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to. You're on it right now. Anyway, we were invited to join the festival and thought it would be a really exciting idea to work with a local musician and kind of tie it in to the festival that way. And we were introduced to Kyler, and I mean, we've been obsessed with looping in our own right in terms of video looping. And KR, would you speak a little bit to like how we found Kyler and the way in there, if you don't mind?
I feel like you just said everything.
Did I just say it? Sorry.
You did. No, it's okay. You keep being like, you talk, but no, you're on
You
such
talk.
a roll.
Go talk.
You talk.
Well,
You
wait,
talk.
where are you calling in from?
I am calling in from Seoul, South Korea. as one does. It is currently the future. It's 8:45 a.m. I made breakfast at some point in time during tech this morning, which was wild.
Yeah,
I've literally been up all night. I'm so happy to be here, and are so honored to be part of the Ann Arbor Summer Festival, but also to have been introduced to Kyler. And we just got involved by me sending an email. James Carter at A2SF had recommended, we talked about wanting to collaborate with a local musician. Music has been a huge part of the shorter form pieces that we do, which is, where we really got our start. And so we were talking about how to sort of collaborate over distance with Ann Arbor. And so we were like, ooh, it'd be really cool to collaborate with a local musician. And JD sent a bunch of options, and Kyler
we lost South Korea.
We lost South Korea.
Anyway, it's to say, Kyler, you're awesome. Kyler, speak a little bit about where you've been this past year and change, and what brought you here tonight. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Thank you again, Theater in Quarantine, for choosing me to work with you. So I'm from Ann Arbor originally, grew up going to the summer festival and such, and got to play it as Ki5 for the first time in 2019, and then again just 2 days ago. And once Theater in Quarantine reached out to me, I knew that it just sounded like a great opportunity to make some art in a space that I haven't been able to go into in a long time, do something creative and just add my voice, my music into something innovative that people were doing in the world. So I was really excited to work with them, and the opportunity to take songs that I've had and have been carrying with me and do something more with them, add more art to them, especially Ghost. That's been one of my favorites for a long time, but didn't have a proper music video. I was very happy to be able to find a way to bring it in with them, and they brought their creative magic to it and just created this beautiful video that I'm really excited that we just got to share. So it's just been a pleasure to do that, and also to engage with improv when it comes to using my voice, doing this looping thing that is becoming more popular, but it's still more avant-garde. It's still more finding its voice in the larger music sphere. But I'm loving seeing the art grow, and I will always be an a cappella and harmony lover first, and that's what led me to looping. And that's why I'm really glad just to be able to make art like this. Katie Rose is back.
You're back. Well, speaking of improvisation, we have a question about present future. Sonia's asking, a dear friend of TIQ is asking, will it be different in an hour and 13 minutes? Yeah.
Yep. that last time was the first time. It'll be different next time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Basically, I mean, speak to how did you speak to it a little bit in the behind the scenes video, but I'm so intrigued. You made this effect with your voice, and suddenly I was like, oh, I know where my body's going here. And I was amazed the way I think I fell at one point and you just happened to be hitting some bass and it was oh wow, the synchronicity of the thing. What's your way in to diving into the abyss, right? I feel
Yes.
I'm responding to you, but we kind of give you the hard part.
Right. Well, the nice part about improv that I've learned over a couple years playing with it, getting more comfortable interacting with it, is that you can't be wrong unless you think you're wrong. So for me, it's ultimately an exercise in trust and being completely present because you have no other option. So it starts everything else is okay, where am I? Like, what's my tempo? Like, do I go off what feels like my heartbeats? Am I gonna go into like a light, airy, like positive space, or instantly into like a dark and choppy, well pronounced space? It's really options, and I love the freedom of just starting to let things out and then finding something that's like, ooh, that's interesting. And then with the loop station, I'm able to just capture it, and then I get to respond to that. So it's a conversation that builds with myself. So for me, it's all about not being afraid to say hello, and then the rest just unravels itself.
Mm-hmm. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, KR, we say we don't do improvisation very much, but we've been doing it more and more, haven't we?
We have more and more and more. And I would say, I mean, yeah, 2 of our 3 new pieces are improvisation, which is really, again, so not like us. But I find them both. I mean, I feel like Present Perfect is just like so stunning, and it always is, even though it's completely different every time we do it. Every time it like blows me away.
Present Future, but Present Perfect is a great title too. It's like a perfect Present Future.
I know.
Did I say Present Perfect again?
You did.
I think
but maybe
tenses.
Maybe that's what we'll call it at 9:00 at the next show. I don't know. It might turn into Present Perfect. Who knows?
Perfectly Present Future Present Perfect.
Yeah, right.
You guys, my brain stopped working many hours ago.
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean. I mean, it's interesting also contrasting the work here. Because some of the pieces you saw in the middle, 52 Hertz and Kaleidoscopetry, are some of our oldest, actually, are from the spring. Right, Katie Rose? Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the previous spring.
One of the first pieces.
Yeah, it was. So it's it's really exciting to revisit and see different forms of rigor. Because they're actually very difficult pieces, and they leave me like kind of bruised and sore after. But it's a different type of rigor than what we're applying. It also, we've become so, and I think probably why we're always excited by looping. We've become so attuned to the video work and to the relationship of the video and the movement, that it's interesting to go back to the original pieces where the video was a lot more simple. Ultimately, we were just trying to understand, like, oh, we can tilt the closet like that. Oh, we can spin it all around, and so we actually let the movement do a lot more work. And in some ways, that excites me. In some ways, I'm like, oh, we can start to remember what that was like again. This made me fall in love with some of the earlier work as well.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, well, I mean, also I feel like it's such a sort of living proof of all of the physical work that you've done, like the work from, I mean, we could even just say from Kaleidoscopetry to Present Future. You have worked with so many other choreographers, you've done so many different physical practices, and it's just so exciting to see that you've you can do all of it, and it's also all at the ready, and it can come out, and we see that in Present Future. Whew. It's such a good title, and I don't know why I have such a hard time.
You said it great the last couple times.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't even know what it is anymore.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I just want to emphasize, as we kind of propel ourselves back into the real life. It's so fascinating, spending the day working with both of you and everyone over at the Museum of Art, as well as Marika Kent, our lighting designer, who's been helping organize all of this from here. This is like really a testament to how this technology has actually allowed us to really open up who we've been able to work with and how. And I'm is it without its pitfalls, when the Zoom connection goes bad, for instance? No, of course not. But still, like, how exciting to be able to extend our horizons, and the accessibility of that just continues to amaze me.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah. That very much reminds me, similar to starting any sort of improv or something, is you commit to one single thing, and it's within that constraint, now you build upon it and such. So you choosing to create theater in quarantine together was a response to this constraint that we all had. And it's so beautiful to look at everything that's in this full YouTube channel and see what you've done inside of all those constraints, all the creative things that you've done, and all the ways that you've grown and pushed yourself. So that's been really cool for me to observe.
Well, it's almost 8 o'clock, and we usually keep our talkbacks a little shorter because we have a show at 9. We're going to do this again, and it's going to be different. That's what's so exciting about this piece. The closet will spin the way the closet spins, but in my favorite types of, when we've done one or two other pieces like this, we're dealing with an improvisation on an improvisation on an improvisation. It's layers, because even our lights are responding to the sound that Kyler's making, and occasionally me coughing. There's all of these different, so it's gonna be different, and that's really thrilling. Anyway, I if you're interested, come check it out. Again, we'll be here at 9 at the 9 o'clock link. If you enjoyed tonight's performance and want to spread the word, please share the link to the 9 o'clock show. It's on our YouTube channel. You can just click the little icon, Theater in Quarantine. You can go there. You can subscribe. The 9 o'clock link is right there. Send it out. We also archive all of our work, so all of this is going to be up and will remain up. In fact, you can check out almost a year and a half worth of pieces. How many? Is it we've made so many? It's too many.
Yeah. Over 20 evenings, but I feel like it's more like 30.
Yeah, it's a lot. So anyway, we've got a lot of pieces there, and this is from the very, very short to a sizable 40 minutes. Anyway, you can check all of that out there. I also hope you check out what else A2SF has to offer. Anyway, thanks again for tuning in. We we hope you had a great night. And KR, Kyler, anything I'm missing?
Oh, that's great. I can't wait to see the next show.
Me too. All right, I'm going to press this button and we'll close it all out. Everyone, continue to stay well. Good luck out there. And I'm Joshua William Gelb. This has been Theater in Quarantine. Thanks.